Hello everyone, this is Vicky StitchNButton, and today is Wednesday, April 5th. I am here to give you my bi-weekly update on my stitching and such. This past couple of weeks and couple of days have been pretty stressful. Just stuff I'm gonna have to deal with. But I did get some stitching in for the past couple of weeks, so that's a plus. I don't have any purchases. I didn't get anything in. Well, I got some of the crystals in. They're right here. I just have to put them. If you saw last week, I had that container to put crystals in, and I got some in today. And that's it. I mean, I did get some fabric in, but for making bags. And that's about it. That's what I've been doing. I've just finished making bags this past batch, and I can show you a couple of the bags that I have left from the sale. There's still more in the group if you're interested. And I already started cutting out more bags. Keeping it going, keeping it going. So let's get into it. I will show you what I've been stitching, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I had a new start. I started this on the 28th of March, and it is from Erica Michaels. It's called Liberty Games. Right now, I'm just doing this one. I may do the berry. I'm not sure. Or the drum. I don't know if I'll do the drum, because I don't know if I want to do Independence Hall twice. But I may do the berry, because I've already done a good bit of Betsy, although it's a little bit different Betsy. This is how far I've gotten. This is being stitched on 32 count heroic from Picture This Plus. And I'm using some of the called for, some not. It is what it is. If I didn't have it, I went digging in my stash because, as you know, I have tons of stash of threads. So I'm trying to use it. This needle minder is a new one in the shop. I don't know, I can't remember if I showed the new ones last time. So I do know that that one was a newer one. But I'm almost done Betsy. She just needs some back stitching in a color that I'm not using yet. So I figure once I use it, then I'll go and do the back stitching. She's holding scissors and a needle with thread. And I'm almost done the little flag. I ended up getting 477 stitches in on her. And that was in one night. It was a pretty easy stitch though. So I enjoyed that. And she is sitting in my bag that I got from my friend Lisa. I needed a project bag for it anyway, so that just worked out that I got that in time. Alright, next up, I am stitching this with a couple of people I know. Amy Loves Toads is also stitching this. It's called Peaceful Ponderings from Meridian Designs, and I am stitching mine on, I don't have a card on it, I don't know why I didn't start a card, whatever. I am stitching mine on some fabric that I bought from Dreamerbug, which is the daughter of Sammy from Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery. I bought the chart and the fabric at the same time, and I didn't really intend on, I didn't buy the fabric for the chart, but it just turned out that I think it looks very well. When I started this last month, I had only had a little bit of an outline done. I didn't even count the stitches. Lucky if it was like 25. I think I'm doing this in the called for colors. I thought I was going to change colors, and then I decided not to. So this right here, along with the dragonflies, I want to say was at least 300 stitches, if not more. Along with the back stitching, it might have been 400 or 500. It's very deceptive. There is no picture of the bottom. I did notice that. I looked around. The bottom is a set of 4 butterflies. So the top has the frogs and the dragonflies, and the bottom has butterflies. So that's how far I got on that one. I thought this would be a lot quicker stitch, and who knew? Every time you think it's a quick one, it never is, right? Alright, another one that I started last month is Walrus's Sweet Teeth. It's from Madam Ice. I bought this, I think I bought it last year. I can't remember. This one I am stitching on 28 count even weave from Fabric Flare called Iced Fractal. And I'm using, they called for DMC, but they call for hand dyes. What is it? Gentle Arts. I didn't have them, so I just picked 2 greens that I like. This is how far I've gotten on him. I did a good amount of stitching on him. I did 500 stitches on him the other night. I think it was on Friday night. So I finished the candy cane, put in his tusks, and finished almost all of his body. I just have that bit of tail left to do, and then I can finish his hat. I am debating on the snowflakes. I'll show you again. I'm debating on the snowflakes. I'm not sure if I want to put them, because you know how I don't like a snowflake while stitching them. But I am going to put the little crab and the other 2 candy canes. And I'm not sure if the white's going to blend in. I don't know. We'll get there, right? Who knows? I was thinking if I need to, with the white blending in, I may take 1 strand of the red and just do a back stitch type stripe on the candy cane. We'll see when I get there. So he needs to get stitched up. I was hoping to maybe finish him this month, so he will get more stitches in this month. And put him in here for now. Alright, as you know, I am doing a section a month of Guardians of Notre Dame because I already had January finished. I just moved on from there, so this one's done, was already done. So I started my January here, and my December is going to be the center. I did finish this month. It was just over 1,100 stitches, I think. It's being stitched on 32 count Victoria Motto Sampler Shop thread fabric. It's a linen, and she called it Shadows. So, and here is where I am. In order to get stitches that I needed for a prompt, I ended up doing a few of the stitches down here, but I didn't end up counting any of the back stitching because I didn't want to. I didn't feel like, I just sat there one night and finished the back stitch. I think I finished the back stitching on Friday night just to get it done and over with. But I'm happy with the way it looks so far. I think it looks really good on this fabric. And now that it's April, I'll be starting April soon. Not right now. I'll start it a little bit later in a couple weeks probably. For some reason, this section gave me fits. I don't know why. So I just need to take a couple weeks from it, and then I'll hit that next section. It only takes a few nights of stitching, so it's not too bad. It takes less time if you stop messing up. Just pro thought there, pro tip. Okay, my next one is Haunted Library. I started this with maybe 100 stitches and then didn't touch it again for a while and decided to bring it out. This picture isn't great because my printer was apparently running out of color ink at the time, but this is part of it done. I don't know how many parts this is. Maybe 1, 2, 3. Might be part up to part 4. What does it say here? Top shelf. Yeah, chapter 4. So it's the 4th part that they had released at the time. I haven't printed out a new picture, obviously. I ended up doing 600 stitches in 2 nights on this one, and they were mostly black stitches. It's being stitched on 32 count Shrekie's Tan from Needle Bling Designs. This is where I've gotten to. I got that needle minder from Candy, the 614 stitcher at the retreat last year. Now, I finished the black part of the banister at the top, and I started filling in some of the other parts that are there. And then, because I saw somebody used the glow in the dark, I wanted to do glow in the dark. I'm going to see if I can. So, I ended up putting in the color, called for color stitches in there first, because the glow in the dark is a blending filament, not a cord. And then I did full stitches in the glow in the dark. Now, when I tried to take pictures, I don't know if I still have them. Let me look real quick. The flame is only 1 stitch, and it's in an orange. So I think I'm going to end up putting yet another stitch, add another stitch on top of the flame on top of the stitch that's there to make it a 2-stitch flame instead. So, because this, see if you can, that's what it ended up looking like. You can barely see, you see, it's looking grainy now, but you can barely see the flame. So I think it needs yet another stitch, and then I'll do the same thing obviously on the other side. And there's other parts that I'll make glow in the dark as I go along, because I think I have all the glow in dark colors, I do believe. So that's how far I got on that one. Obviously I'm way behind since they've already finished this out, but that's okay. Alright, next up, I did about 100 or 200. Yeah, I only did 100, but it's something. I worked on Scary Sampler from Heartstring Samplery. This is the one where she's got these little Easter eggs referring to different shows and books and stuff that she likes. So I started in the upper left-hand corner. It's being stitched on 40 count linen from Vicki Clayton. It doesn't have a color name. I'm using the, am I using the called for colors? I can't remember. I don't think I'm using all the called for. If I remember right, let me see. Let's take a look. No, I'm using maybe 1 or 2 called for colors, but they're similar. And here's where I'm at. This, okay, let's fold this over. This Demigorgon was done. I ended up filling in more of this Demigorgon, and then I finished the legs and body part of this one, and that was just 100 stitches. I had to do a prompt, and this one fit. And that needle minder is from my shop. I do have a few more of those left. Alright, next up, let's see. It'll get more work on it. It'll get more work on it, definitely. The other night, I decided to pull out You Belong to Me. It's from Long Dog Samplers. I am stitching mine on 32 count linen from I don't know where. It was just a good color. It's like unknown for sure. And it is being stitched with Silks for You PR168. I should write that down on here. PR168. Alright. I ended up getting 603 stitches in the other night. So that's what it's looking like. That needle minder is available on my website, on my group still. Look at that. So there is more on the page that's a little bit lower, but this is a good stopping point to go across, so that's what I'm doing. I do have it on my pattern keeper twice. One so the side pages match up, and one so the top to bottom pages line up, because there's an issue with those. But for this, I ended up, I was only here. I only had like a line up in here. So I did all that along with that moon. I do need to look to see if there are back stitches there holding that up. I didn't when I was stitching. And I also finished off this motif here and started across there. And that was 600 old stitch. You wouldn't think, but it is pretty stitch heavy, this whole little town situation going on here. So it may come out again this month. I'm not quite sure, but it's got potential. Depends on, once I finish the prompts I need to, then I go and stitch on what I want. And I know the more I stitch on this, the more I make Sebastian from B's and T's sweat. Because then I might catch up, you never know. Alright, and last but not least, I stitched on 272 words. This is from Primrose Needleworks. It's from 2009. I didn't even realize it was that old. But it's the Gettysburg address. And I am stitching in the called for colors except for the letters here. I chose to use because it calls for 10 skeins of nutmeg from General Arts, and there's not a lot of variegation in nutmeg that I was seeing, so it didn't matter to me. So I chose the 3826 instead, and I think it's working out just fine. This is being stitched on 32 count Lugana from Be Stitch Me. The color is Vanilla Latte. Oops, my thread. Okay. And I ended up getting, what did I say? 500 stitches on it last night. There we go. So, basically what I worked on, that needle minder also is available in my group. What I worked on was, there were a few red stitches here, so I finished off the 3 colors, and that's how far they go out. 47 stitches, by the way. What else? I did the word N and 7, A, and that N there. The R, any, we are, and come. That's all 500 stitches. Little tiny stitches. I do need to come over here and finish up down here, because the bottom of the page has one more line of words, because I'm into the second top page. For now, because I make a working copy, I only did a working copy of the very top row of pages, and it's 4 and a little bit as far as I don't need that, as far as the chart goes. So there's a lot more pages. I mean, this is pretty thick. So that's it. That's all I got. I mean, I think it's a lot, but that's all I have for now. I did finish some bags, so I figured I'd show you guys some, since I don't have any haul or anything. I didn't get any mail. Well, stitchy mail anyway. So I finished doing some bags, and basically I used fabric that I had for a while that I'm trying to use up, because obviously I have way too much and it needs to go. So one of the bags is this dotted butterfly print, and the inside is a yellow daisy print. I have one of those left. I have a couple of these old map prints with the passport, and that is a compass. And I like to tuck the zipper pulls in so they don't get snagged on anything. I have a couple of these Easter prints with these bunnies and flowers on the inside, and then it's got a little bunny pull on it. And I also have, I think I might have workbooks and maybe a small in these also. There's some in there. And there's a fabric snap tray or two also. I also have these lambs and bunnies with these little flowers. Tuck that in. And then I have a couple of these nice bright floral bags with that for the inside. And all of my workbooks now, the new ones, now have pockets. I think I have a bag with this on there available still. And then that's the inside fabric for the bag. But yeah, all the workbooks now have these pockets inserted. So here's a small of the bunny. And there's always tons of needle minders. I plan on doing another live sale sometime soon. I just have to get it together and figure out what I want to put on it and when I can do it. It takes a lot out of you to do one of those. It takes a while. What else? Yeah. So it's been stressful. I'll get through it. I always do. I'll figure it out. My hair's finally drying. I had taken a shower before I decided to do my video. It's still a little damp back here. And it needs cut. It's way too long. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you don't have the stress I do anyway. And I should be back in 2 more weeks. So don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine. Bye.